I was popping. So I'm gonna go through my 10-minute, just kind of general range of motion warm up. Hopefully you guys can hear me. There's like an alarm going off in the background. There's some basketball streaming, but hopefully this mic helps. Um, I do this warm up at least 3 or 4 times a week, maybe even more than that. And it's just really good. It can open up your range of motion, but it's also good at like just developing a baseline level of range of motion and then also maintaining whatever range of motion you have. And then it also is just a general preparation. I like to do this, when I'm fairly warm. So, after some skipping or plyometrics, but I do this cold as well. I do this after a workout sometimes. So it's just really great. You can do it anywhere. There's no equipment needed. So let's get into it. Bada bing, bada boom. So first thing is you can just follow along. First thing is we're just gonna do some rolls. So I like starting my warm-ups with some rolling. So this may look strange, and you might be like, "What in the world? Like, what are you doing?" And people might look at you weird. They might look at you like you're like a kid or something. But it's good stuff. You'll feel kind of stretching out your back a little bit. Not really stretching, but a little bit of quote-unquote massage to your back. But just some dynamic movement, really good. You can even go with like your ankles here if you don't want to go that far. Just kind of back and forth here. It's just fun. So I do this for a pretty good amount of time, 30 reps maybe. There's not like any specific set like rep range or anything. There's just some, I don't know, rudimentary things that I'll do that I just make sure that I cover throughout this warm up. So rolling is one of them. And then what I'll do once I get into a little bit more movement with the rolls, and then you can start adding a little bit of advancement to it. So if you want, you can roll back into like a stand. Just teaching your spine, how to move with a little bit of dynamic ability here. Hopefully my hat doesn't fly off, or my earpods don't fly out. But yeah, just rolling into there. A little bit of squat position, but you don't have to do that. It's just, you can if you want. Feels pretty good. You can also go try to go single leg if you'd like. Just careful. Don't wait to get hurt during your warm up. Always progress into these things. Don't fall over and die. Which is kind of fun, exploring. Teaching how to use your back in a way that is not just, bracing and stuff like that. So that's pretty fun. And then you can do these as well. I like these. These look really weird, so you don't have to do them like if you're in a gym or something. But if you're at home, try these out. But you just roll. There we go. You gain some momentum, is a little easier. There we go. Fell over. But yeah, very simple. Looks really strange, but it's a great stretch for the groin. And again, oh jeez. It's good to figure out what your body's doing that day. So if you have some room, you can try these. And if no one's looking at you, then you can try them. Or if you really care what people think about you, don't try them. So yeah, those are kind of fun. And then I'll go back to the rolls. So get rolls to really feel comfortable. Now we're gonna do like an inchworm because it feels like my hamstrings are pretty tight. So this is where we do some just back of the knee stuff. I forget what it's called, nerve flossing. You can do, elephant walk type stuff. Like hamstring FRCs, so laying on your back like this, straightening out the leg. You can also straighten out, point the toe and down. So that's cool, but my favorite is an inchworm. So leg straight, going down, touching your toes. Try to keep your legs straight as you go down and touch toes. If you have to bend, you can. You can also get like a box or something a little bit higher, so you can go to your level. But what you're doing is going down, touching, walking forward, and then you're walking your feet to your hands. Feet to your hands, not hands to your feet. You're going feet to hands, trying to keep your legs as straight as possible the whole time. And you'll feel it all the way back there. Okay, again, you can regress by having your hands a little higher. So I'll do a bunch of these, so you can do them along with me. Till things kind of start to feel loose. 3. Let's go for 10 of these. 4. See, I like this type of, movement type range of motion training because it's less boring. Get your nervous system ramped up a little bit. I think that's 5. I don't know. Maybe it's 6. The counting is the hardest part of any workout program. I'll say like 7 or something. 3 more. 8. You can also go wider with your legs, like if that's tighter, One more. Sit there for a little bit. Squeeze the quads. It's all active, you're not just like passively hitting there. You're squeezing the quads. Squeeze the quads. There we go. Cool. Now we're gonna go back to some of the rolls. So this one, I'm gonna be rolling backward, and we're gonna try to touch the toes behind. So this is a good gauge of how flexible your back is that day. Some days I just go back, touch toes right away. Other days it's like you gotta work into it. So if I did some type of extension movement the day before, like RDLs, these are obviously a little tougher, but feel pretty good today. Go and touch. Not as tight as I have been, but also not the loosest I've ever been. So again, just listening to your body and how it's functioning that day, and then just give it some general stimulus of what you're about to do, and lo and behold, you have the perfect warm-up. So once I do the pike like this, and we'll go here, and we'll go pancake. Yeah, that's pretty tight today. That's usually a little looser. I can tell my hips are tight. It's usually like that coming off the weekend, because sitting a little more. Not as much activity over the weekend, or not over the weekend, on Sunday specifically, because I do a lot of activity on Saturday. And then, side to side a little bit, move around, whatever your level is. Move around. This one's kind of fun, so you're gonna try to walk up like this. Leg straight. There you go. That's kind of fun. Get your hips warmed up. We'll do 3 of those. Notice how it's, like I said, it's pretty chaotic in the sense that there's no really defined, like, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. And then I always try to get up without my hands if I can. See how that's going. So 1, 2, 3. Pretty good. All right, now we'll probably just do some hip stuff. So grab here, and then if you need to balance on something, you just grab there. You're just going up and around. 2. Woo! I made to grab something. 3. Go for 10 of these. 4, 5, 6. If I keep every movement, from the hip, you don't want to be like just, rotating like this. It's not really doing anything. You want to keep the movement from the hip. 6, get a little bit of quad stretching action there. 7, 8, stay. 9, 10. Nice. See, this is the stuff you don't see on Instagram. It's the, falling over. And that's good, it's challenging the foot. 3, 4, 5. Focus on quality. 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost died. And 10. Nice. Then we'll just see how things are firing here. So this is really good because it helps keep your foot aligned with your knee. And not necessarily that has to be how it is, but you need to be able to do that. So some people, they don't have control over their rotation at the knee. So you need to have control over that. And then you also need to be able to control your hip and your foot, whatever you want it to do. It's not necessarily that one is better than the other. You just have to be able to do both. Whoa. This one is obviously a little less coordinated, but it's getting better. Here we go. Cool. So this feels pretty good. I do some ankle, like calf raise stuff. This that actually doesn't feel tight at all. So if it doesn't feel tight, I won't do it. But I'm just showing you. So yeah, it feels pretty great. And then we'll get into more. I like to do like deeper tier plyometrics for the warm up. I don't think there's anything else. I do also like the cross hamstring touch like this. So we go here like that, touch. Maybe you can hold it for 10 seconds. It's always a good one because the back of my knee is always super tight. I'm pretty hamstring dominant. I need to train my hip flexors a lot to balance out. My hamstrings do, so my calves, my hamstrings are usually pretty tight. But the more I do this stuff, it just, maintains that. So you have to find maybe those 2 or 3 things within you specifically that are tight, and then just, create an exercise or something, an exercise or 2 that just allows you to maintain those. So before we get into deep tier plyometrics, the last thing we'll do is we'll just do rotation of the spine. So we're going here and laying to the side, and this is good because it's a little bit of an upper body or upper back, stretch in some senses. So we go here, knee bent, and we're doing 10 of these. 1, 2, that's tight. 3, 4, 5. I do this 5 or 6 times a week. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're doing the same thing, except you're kicking. 1, kicking the hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything's cracking. 9, 10. Now we'll do kind of the same thing, except you're flat. Okay. So we go here, touching the foot on the ground. 2. This is where we get the stretch in the shoulders. And you can go a little slower with these if you want, or if you're ramping up, you can go fast. 3. As long as the quality is there. 7, 8. I definitely skip like 2 numbers there. And then same thing, but now you're reaching for your hand. 1. You'll notice that one side's usually tighter than the other. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And that's essentially it. And then maybe I'll do some lunges. Whoa. Lunges like this. You're just kind of holding here, and then you don't want to be here. Get the stretch there, boom, and then we're switching. So hands on the hips, switch. Hands on the hips, switch. Hands on the hips, switch. Try to stay tall, stay stall. Hands on the hips, switch. Hands on the hips, switch. And that's pretty much it. So looks like you're ready. You can do some leg swings too. I like leg swings. We go lateral, this across the body. And this is just passive range of motion, so this isn't going to open up your active range of motion, but it's good to get the, let's kick the blood movement. So we go side to side, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then going forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm sorry, it's not as, precise as, do 10 sets of, or 10 reps of these and then 20 of these or whatever. It's just gotta get warmed up. Just basic flexibility stuff. Notice how a lot of it though is the spine, focusing on that. So let me see what time we're at. Hopefully we're about 10 minutes. Yeah, we're about 13 minutes. So last thing I usually do is I spend some time in a deep squat. Just kind of chilling here. You see people do the whole pulling here thing or whatever. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. Get some, internal rotation here, internal rotation here. You can take this as 10 minutes. You can do this 20 minutes. You can do this as the whole workout. Spend 30 minutes doing this, and not a squat, but just in general. You spend 30 minutes in a squat, that'd be crazy. So yeah, just hanging out there. You can do some of the, if you're getting a little crazy, you can go there, there, type stuff. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I commonly have in my warm-up routine that maintains flexibility. After this, I'll usually do some skipping, or before this, I'll do some skipping, some light plyos. The other thing, I really like 90-90 stuff. So getting into like a 90-90 like this. and it's important to like not lean back. So you're holding here, and then you're just rotating this way, and then rotating all the way around. So this is a good one for the hips. And then just kicking stuff is really basic. So you can just try, kicks like this, and just, what up, dude? Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, bro.
Money. Thank you.